Hello everyone. So today in this runtime generated terrain system, we are going to address a particular issue that we have with procedural meshes. So here what I have done is, if I go to the top view and select the third person character, now this represents the location of the character, and when the character moves, it replaces the tiles. It simply get the sections from the tiles further away from the character and replace and update the same sections with the locations to match under the character. So by that way, the character always have ground underneath. But here, by the way, we need to remove the foliage when we update the locations. That part I haven't worked on yet. We need to address that part also. But the main issue that we are facing with this updating the mesh section is, you can see the trees are above ground. This happens because the collision is not properly updated when we update mesh sections. So this is the issue that we are going to address in this episode. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you, you can download the project files of this project and all other projects that I have done in my channel from Patreon page. So once you become a member, you can download the project file of any project without a limit. To the date, there are over 1,700 videos and you can download the project for any of those videos. So yeah, let's get back to the tutorial. Alright, so here are the tips that I got from one of the followers in my channel regarding this issue. So he had done some debug. Thank you very much for sharing this invaluable input. So yeah, what he suggests is, what he has done is, we basically can't resolve the collision issue when we do update in a mesh, so we are stuck with creating new sections. And by the way, he also mentioned somewhere this bUseAsyncCooking, set it to true. So let's try what he suggests, and as he says, it improves the performance as well. So we will not have to rely on updating the mesh sections, so we can just remove and create new mesh sections, and we can use this asyncCooking option. So hopefully we would have enough performance as well. So let's try what he says. So when we create a sync mesh, when we create the terrain mesh, let's say terrain mesh. I still don't get the suggestions because this IntelliSense operation is still in progress. Finally, we use async. Okay. True. Right, and in the place where we draw the tile here. Now so what he suggested is, instead of updating, we have to keep creating. So let's remove this terrain mesh, remove mesh section, clear mesh section. So I'll choose this traceable mesh section, and we have to create it. So use the same index because we have just removed it. Okay, so now server here, compile. Right, compilation done. So let's test this. What's happening? Why this trace looks odd? And a huge amount of trees over there. I'm not sure what went wrong. Let me try again. Let me disconnect this foliage tile for now, foliage generation for now, and test only the landscape generation. Wait, something odd is happening. Right, I think actually that's because I enabled async cooking for landscape. That must be the reason. So once cooking is finished, I think we should try to draw foliage. So yeah. Okay, now if I drop, yeah, we don't have the collision issue. So let me go back to the origin and that means closer to the started point here. Okay, drop and see if I have proper collisions. Wait, is it going to crash? Oh no. What's this warnings? So yeah, no collision issue. There were a good bunch of warnings, but that's not relevant to what I was doing. That may be coming from the character. So yeah, so the collisions seems accurate. Now the next step is fixing or restoring the foliage generation part. And also something I noticed is performance also seems very good. So stat unit drop. So here, see, when the new components are being created, I don't see any performance peaks happening here. Let's see, when something starts generating, how does it look? Yeah. Yeah, no more performance hiccups. Peaks. Cool, that's really cool. Okay, so how do we restore foliage generation? I think he had left a clue for that too. Finished physics async cooking. I'm not sure what this is, but there should be something like on cooking finished. So some event that we can delegate if there is any delegate that we can bind to on cooking finished. While I was working on this, I encountered this infinite loop issue. Basically that happens because here we keep adding tiles and then replacing the same tiles. So this happens when I try to add tiles that are already beyond this replaceable distance. So I need to prevent that. For that, we can do this. We already have this get tile location, and we can calculate the coordinate using this. And then we can check we can get player location and check the distance from player to the tile. No, this is not what I should have used. I should have used this. Okay, now I think we should let's call this distance check. So here, if this distance is already larger than the tile replaceable distance, we should not add this to generate, because this will lead to an infinite loop. So only if false, we should continue here. Okay, that's something I just encountered. Now back to the original issue that at hand. I noticed that here, when we are using 𝐒𝐻𝐶ooking in the procedural mesh component, it calls this finish physics async_cook, and within this it calls this recreate physics state. And when I go to the implementation of that, which is in actor component, it calls this create physics state. So here we can bind an event to physics state. See, this bind event to on component physics state changed. So let's try this. Here we can add a custom event on physics state changed. Now let's print the state changed. Let me append this. Append the component name and the state change, and let's see what we get. Alright, let me simulate. So yeah, created, destroyed, created, destroyed. Okay, I assume this create happens when a new tile is created. So let's do some changes to our codes. In the draw tile, which is here, I will not make generator busy to false. So let me comment that here, and then let me compile it. So while okay, compilation completed. Now here I'll promote this to a variable. I'll call it generated mesh index. I call this generate foliage style using generated mesh index here, and after that I'll set generate BC wait, can't I change it? Gotta set it. Oh, I can only get this here. Right. So that means I will have to make it able to set from blueprint. Where is generator VC? I'll make it blueprint create right 5. Validation complete. Set generator VC to false. Okay. Now I think it should work. Hold on. Before that, here the state should be created. So let's add switch. I don't need this print anymore. When the state is created, and this I'll make it by default -1. So if this is greater than -1, so that now we have a foliage tile to be generated. Once we generate it, let's set it back to -1. Alright. Now let's see. Save work. Go to perspective. Wait. Okay. Yeah. I think it's working because we got foliage correctly. Okay. So this is great actually. If I enable start and crop, let's go further. Start place. So as the new tiles are generated, so you can see the tile in distance. Oh, the foliage is not added in that tile. The tile also not generated yet. What could be the reason? Well, I did a recompile and now I can't reproduce that issue. Let me go to top view and manually move the character to a further place. Yeah, it seems to work properly. Okay, nice. Now the only thing we need to fix is the trees further away that we see, so we need to destroy them. But I don't have enough time today to look into foliage clearing part, so let's look into that in next episode. So thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download in the veteran page. Link would be in the description below. And see you in another episode. Goodbye.